Syfe just launched options trading, and a few of you were asking me about it. So I figured what better way to answer that than to go in and test it myself. In this video, I want to walk you through what it actually looks like and what I genuinely think about it. Also, full disclosure, this video is produced in collaboration with Syfe. But rest assured, everything you are about to hear is based on my own honest opinion after testing it myself. And with that being said, let's get into it. So if you have been using Syfe to hold US stocks, your portfolio is probably just sitting there. Sometimes it will go up, sometimes it will go down and you will cry, maybe sometimes you will even receive dividends. Either way, that was about it. But now, with options, you have the ability to do a few more things. Say you own 100 shares of a stock. Maybe it's been going sideways and you want to earn something while you hold. Or maybe you'll be happy to sell it if it hits a certain price. That's where a covered call comes in. Covered call is basically you selling a call on the shares you already hold while agreeing to let them go at a higher price if the stock goes there. And in return, you get to collect a premium upfront. So think of it like placing a limit sell order, except that you get paid by doing so. Another thing options let you do is to protect what you already hold. Say you're worried about a market crash in the next few months, but you don't want to sell either because you still believe in the position long term. So instead of selling, you can buy a protective put. This gives you the right to sell your shares at a set price, no matter how far the stock drops. Think of it like buying insurance on a position you are not ready to let go of. You pay a small premium and in return, your downside is now capped. So those are the two of the many ways options can work for you. Now let's talk about the fees, because this is where Syfe Options gets interesting. Right now, Syfe is running a promo where you get 0 commission per contract up to 5,000 contracts per month, which is a lot. So for most people, you will be paying nothing in commission. But if you trade more than 5,000 contracts in a month, your rate falls back to your Syfe tier. Depending on your total assets with Syfe, that ranges from 59 cents per contract at the entry level down to free if you are at diamond tier. But how does this compare to other low-cost brokers? Check this out. With the promo, Syfe commission sits at 0 per contract. And even after the promo ends, you are at 59 cents at the entry level. Most of the other platforms we look at range from about 50 cents to close to about $1 per contract, which still makes Syfe one of the more competitive rates out there. Alright, let's get into the app itself. To check out options, just open up a stock, go to the options tab, and you will see the options chain right there. The first thing I noticed is how clean the controls are. At the top, the expiry picker shows you every available date, from the nearest weekly all the way out to quarterly contracts. And below that, you get to toggle between buy and sell and call or put. For active users, meaning if you have already placed at least one trade on Syfe, all the option prices you see here are live. Meanwhile, most platforms default to 15-minute delayed quotes and charge extra for real time. Also, what I really like is that the breakdown is shown in line on every single strike. This makes it a lot easier to compare strikes at a glance. Sometimes you even see a low liquidity batch. This tells you that the contract isn't actively being traded and you might get a wider spread and a worse view than the price that you are seeing. And if you tap into a specific contract, you get to see even more details. A simple payoff diagram, your max profit, max loss, break even, and the actual dollar premium. This gives you the full picture of a trade before you commit to anything. Then, once you are ready to place a trade, just tap proceed and you'll come to the order placement page. What I appreciate here is that the limit price is already pre-filled near to the mid price, which takes the guesswork out of pricing your order. And if you want to, you can also switch your order type between market order and limit order. Oh, and if you are just looking for ideas on what to trade, you can head all the way back out, tap on the Discover tab, and here, you can filter contracts based on your market direction and see what's been actively traded. This could be useful if you don't already have a stock in mind and just want a quick sense of what's moving in the market that day. That said, while it's one of the easier options platforms to get into, there are a few things worth knowing about before you dive in. First, right now, Syfe only supports 4 option strategies, namely covered call, cash secured put, long call, and long put. So it doesn't support more advanced strategies such as spreads, straddles, or iron condors. But I would say that even with just those 4, you can already do the things most buy and hold investors actually come to options for. Second, the options chain itself is fairly stripped down. It shows strikes and break-even, but not Greeks, IV, volume, or open interest at a glance. Those data points are there, but you have to tap into each individual contract to see them. For more experienced traders who want to screen across strikes quickly, that extra tap for every contract might slow things down. But for a straightforward covered call or cash secure put, where you already know roughly which strike you want, the break-even shown in line is probably all you need to make that call. And lastly, Syfe currently doesn't support options trading on margin, so you can't use your portfolio as collateral. Instead, you will need to have the full cash or stock positions in your accounts before you make any trade. But again, for most people starting out, that's actually the safer way to do it, since no leverage means no nasty surprises. Alright, putting it all together, I think Syfe Options is one of the more beginner-friendly ways I've seen to get started with options. Everything is laid out clearly without overwhelming you with too much data. The payoff diagram, which shows you max profit, max loss, and break-even, makes it incredibly easy to understand exactly what the trade looks like even before you place it. And because options is built into Syfe brokerage, it lives alongside everything else you already have on the platform, your individual stocks, ETFs, and possibly even a managed portfolio. With this, you don't have to open a separate account. It is just another thing you can do from the same app. Plus, whatever you have already built up with Syfe counts towards your tier from day one. In short, if you're already holding US stocks on Syfe and options is something you have been seriously considering, this is a solid place to begin. And with the promo running, you are essentially trading for free, which makes this a good window to get started. So if you're interested to try it out, you can sign up via my link down below and get up to $800 in cash credits when you invest in Syfe brokerage. But if you have already tried Syfe Options, do let me know what you think in the comments below. I would love to hear your experience of using it. Anyway, that's all for this video. Hope you found it useful.